How did you get into vegetarianism?
Well, I started listening to music, more the punk rock genre, and they would sing about animal exploitation, vivisection, about factory farming. So that made me kind of do more research about it, and I ended up going online, looking at different forums, and also I contacted PETA and got like a vegetarian starter kit, and that included a DVD, which was like a short documentary about more of like the industrial farming methods that are used in the United States. I found it really disturbing and disgusting. And also, I grew up in an Islamic and Christian household. So, in the religion of Islam, it's against torture or exploitation and vivisection of animals. So, I was already conscious about those being issues throughout my life. But I decided to adopt a vegetarian diet for a few months when I was in high school. Then I decided on veganism because I felt that if I was going to boycott meat, the dairy industry was connected to it, and to actually do an effective boycott, you would have to boycott all of it. So, yeah, just in research and learning, that's why. Just I found it to be horrible.
What other issues are you into besides animal rights?
I'm into humanitarian issues. I'm mostly into Palestinian rights, self-determination, and also divestment of Israeli companies and products. I'm also into feminism, women's rights. I'm into anything, actually being a Muslim, Islam says to stand up for anything that kind of is against what Islam teaches, that you should stand up to fight against those things and also to support the religion.
Why the Palestine?
I am part Palestinian, and even if I wasn't, I would still support the Palestinian cause. For example, my family, personal story, they were refugeed into Lebanon. That was because the Israeli army and British colonists occupied their land, and it put them into a situation of poverty, and they struggled for many years under that, and even till this day there is an effect because of their refugeehood, and it has even translated to my life too. I just feel that there was injustice done by the Israelis and the European colonizers.
What's the most important issue to you? Environmentalism, animal rights, racism, police brutality. What causes the most important thing to you, and why?
I would say I really can't choose one particular issue because I do believe they're all connected. If you neglect one, then you inevitably neglect others. So they're all important, almost equally. But I do see that issues with environmentalism and animal rights, that those two particularly cause more of an effect on humanity. Because if you exploit animals or basically there's an imbalance in the ecology. So if you misuse that affects the environment, which your environment affects you. So of course that's important. Almost the most important thing.
You were talking about feminism. A lot of people have misunderstanding about Muslims, saying that Muslim women are being exploited and stuff.
Muslim women may be exploited, but it's not because of the religion of Islam that is teaching that or promoting that. It's just more of an issue of culture and religion kind of integrating into each other, and that causes an imbalance. So Islam itself has given women rights, and wearing this type of attire is actually, it's called a hijab, which in Arabic that means hijab, so that in English is protection, and that's protection from sexual exploitation. It's protection from many things that women might face in this society.
What would you say if a European, like Eurocentric feminist would say, you're being oppressed by wearing a hijab and you're not free?
I would say that covering myself maybe to some people might be oppressive because it seems limiting, like what I would show. But I truly feel that it's more oppressive to feel that you need to show off your body, you need to assimilate yourself into the culture around you, and that would be adopting the dress code, the cosmetics, the type of lifestyle that everyone else is doing, and that really is oppressive because you're limiting yourself and you're not free to actually choose to step away from that.
Is it mandatory for a Muslim woman to wear hijab? Or could they go on and off?
It is mandatory, but in certain cases and with certain people and situations, because a Muslim woman in her home, for example, in front of her father, her brother, uncle, children, there's several people that she can be uncovered in front of. Anyone who is not specified that she can, like out in public with maybe strange men, like she should cover herself. And this is for women particularly. Young girls don't have to. It's when a lady will reach puberty and have mental discretion. That's when it's an obligation on them, and also to have heard the call of Islam too, to be held accountable for what they do.
You know that American culture is not going to accept this.
I think I'm a part of American culture, so I accept myself, and there, even if no one accepts you, if you know what you're doing is right, that's what should count, and you have to stand up for what you believe in. Because if you think you're right and you want to see things change, you have to change yourself first before you can expect anybody else to change.
How do you see the future in the world?
I see negativity. I think that's inevitable, but I think I'll also see positives too. And I'm not sure where and how, like, that could go either way, but I'm not really sure. Like, it's such a broad idea. It could translate into anything. You could see many negative and positive things all day, every day.
And last question, how do you stay positive to get going and stuff and have hope in humanity?
As a Muslim, my belief gives me some inner peace where it kind of builds a perspective that any struggles in life is actually a challenge, and to overcome those challenges is actually really it's self-building. And I don't know, I think it's important to have those opportunities.
Thank you.